Salut YouTube, on est dans notre chambre et tout va bien. Il est 1 heure et tout va bien. Bonjour madame, je crois. On peut pas voir les gens tout nus ou... C'est la chambre d'à côté. Ça aussi c'est la chambre d'à côté. Ah bah non. Putain ce lit. Ce lit en béton. Ok, j'aurais pu m'arrêter là en fait. De l'XP vite. Hop là. Niveau 2. J'avais dit flip. Euh... hum. Ah oui, c'est des petits bâtards par contre. Ah, c'est 3 points pour prendre un niveau. Ah ouais, ça c'est dégueulasse. Ah ouais, c'est dégueulasse. Conviction. Hop. Équipement de manuscrit. Cette page vous permet de choisir vos lectures en cours d'histoire. Chaque livre que vous... au cours de l'histoire, pardon, pas en cours d'histoire. Chaque livre que vous lisez vous conférera des points de compétence en fin de quête. Alors, ça c'est de l'étiquette. La séance de la conversation entre les hommes. L'art de connaître les hommes par la physionomie. C'est la psychologie. Les vies parallèles. Conviction. L'encyclopédie ne peut pas être équipée à rassembler toutes les pages de ce manuscrit pour le lire. Ah, ah oui, ça c'est bien. Plus ça en sciences, plus ça en linguistique. Oh là là, c'est trop bien. Je vais utiliser... Psychologie... Non. Conviction. Je crois que j'ai rien équipé, hein. J'ai l'impression que j'ai rien équipé, je suis un connard.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of de Richet's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear. I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late, and we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry, our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this? Come, take a seat, my friend.
A little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
Ouais, Napoléon, je pense. Hein. Il a l'air. Il est plus stylé dans Assassin's Creed.
I'm coming.
Par contre, si à chaque fois que t'as des visions, tu pisses le sang, c'est pas ultra safe. Ah, mais du coup. Ah, on gagne des points comme ça aussi. On est d'accord que j'ai rien... Je l'ai pas équipé mon truc. Hein. Ouais, je pense que je l'ai pas équipé. Je suis con.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you at present. However, rest assured that we are doing all we can to resolve the case that concerns us. By the way, enclosed, you will find a key that will enable you to retrieve the personal effects your mother left behind.
Bien sûr.
Yours faithfully, Lord William Mortimer.
Inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices. Honey, the remedy of the gods. The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio represented St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
J'ai la clé pour déverrouiller.
Inferno by Dante.
Oui.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer is giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Oui, j'arrive. J'arrive. Bordel à cul.
Excuse me. Am I bothering you?
Non.
No, not in the least. Is something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
Jauge de temps, oui, non, mais ça va, j'ai compris.
No. What's her name again?
Elizabeth Adams. Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Fair enough.
Good heavens.
En effet.
I was present at her funeral.
It is disturbing indeed.
Yes. I need to make sure it's her. That's where you come in. I want you to distract Elizabeth while I search her room. And perhaps get my hands on some important information. At least, I hope so. Elizabeth is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer.
Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories. Sir, I don't feel well. I'm going to have to decline.
I see. Well, I hope you won't be needing my help one day.
I must act swiftly.
Oh le bâtard, direct. Ah bah puisque c'est comme ça, je ne t'aiderai pas. Super. Putain, quel scandale quoi.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Louis, you're straying from your objective.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
I recognize this part of the corridor. I'm close.
Il existe plusieurs chemins pour atteindre votre objectif et peut-être bon de réfléchir avant de vous engager à la voie que vous trouverez.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Good evening, sir. I'm sorry, but an important meeting is
Monsieur
underway.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
My instructions are to let no one pass.
Tell me, my good man.
Sir?
Listen, I'm an insomniac and Sir Holm told me that you could go to the kitchen and make me a cup of herbal tea.
And what is in this herbal tea, sir?
Holm gave Washington a recipe
Ah.
for a sleeping draught. What was it again?
Menthe poivrée. Tilleul valériane.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian.
Yes, it's herbal tea. I'll go and make it for you at once, sir.
I'll wait for you in my room. I need to find a place to watch undisturbed.
T'aurais pu attendre qu'il s'éloigne un peu quand même.
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
J'ai pas vu à quoi il était misé. À la politique, sans déconner.
It's carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us soon. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte.
Ah, les Corses. Je pense que... ouais.
Ah, this window opens onto the balcony. Okay, so that means the other room must be on my right.
Sir, I understand your eagerness, but the pressure on my family complicates the task.
Relax, my friend. Your relatives will soon be safe.
So what I saw in my vision really did happen. Well, I hope I haven't missed anything important.
I thank you so much.
Don't mention it. Now that's settled, let us speak about your support.
Yes. You mentioned earlier some assistance from the Golden Order?
Absolutely. I have concluded an agreement with their leader, Lady Sarah Faustine de Richet.
Another case that Mother didn't tell me about.
The funds from the order will finance the building of a foundry in Tuscany. You will soon be able to count on 100 or more cannons for your future campaigns.
I was not expecting so much help from you. When can I meet this de Richet?
Well, unfortunately, something has cropped up. De Richet has disappeared.
Disappeared? What? Here?
Yes, but the staff are redoubling efforts to find her, I assure you.
So the agreement, is it on or off?
It is on. Her right-hand man has just arrived here to help us find her. And it is none other than her son, Louis Maurice de Richet. I wager he will ensure his mother's commitments are met.
Louis. Not an easy name to live with in these times.
Of course. But from now on, you will deal with him.
This man, it can only be Mortimer.
Very well. I will seek him out.
Merde. Well, I better get away from here.
J'ai raté. Je me rappelais plus des bonnes touches. Bonsoir.
Louis?
Emily? I can explain.
Perhaps, but remains...
Les contenanciers. L'interlocuteur vous a mis en défaut. Le coût d'utilisation d'une compétence augmente. Oh, les petits bâtards.
Still.
But first, you could perhaps remove the blade from my throat?
You have 10 seconds to explain your presence here.
I'm not here for you.
What are you doing in my room?
I thought a night's stroll would help me sleep better. A servant must have closed the window behind me
And my window was the only way for you to get back inside. Most convincing. What were you really doing on the balcony?
Seeing the window open, I feared someone had entered your room. With what I'd heard next door, I'd every reason to believe that your life was in danger.
I am a grown woman, but how kind of you to worry about me. Now that I'm safe and sound, tell me more. Do these events concern me? Do they involve the Golden Order?
I overheard a conversation between a French soldier and some other individual.
And what were they talking about?
It seems Mother is involved, something about a military campaign. Apparently my mother validated an order of cannons to help this man.
Really? Since when does the Order finance wars?
As far as I know, since never.
Did they give any details? A date? What they were for?
Nothing at all. Did you know
Des
anything
bisous.
about this?
No, but I won't forget. Thank you. All right, Louis, I might have overreacted a bit. Please do excuse me, but next time, please try knocking on my door. I'd be delighted to open it for you.
Oh. Well, I'll remember in that case.
Ah oui.
Good night, Emily.
Est-ce qu'on peut refrapper à sa porte tout de suite
Good
pour,
night, Louis.
Très bien. Effectivement, si on pouvait frapper à sa porte, pourquoi pas. Il a même pas vu, quoi. Ça va, Fifi. Elle est assise juste à côté de moi et me regarde. Ok, je peux frapper à sa porte? Non. Zut. Oh putain, mais alors c'est par où, Jack? Est-ce qu'on a une carte? Oui. Mais est-ce que je sais quelle est ma chambre? Oui. Oh, ça va. J'ai jamais trouvé. Non, c'est pas celle-là, c'est l'autre.
Your Eminence, what are you doing here?
I wanted to speak to you about something important.
Ah.
Do you still have my letter on you?
Oh, on a bien
When
fait
I
de pas
gave you
l'ouvrir.
in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Here it is.
Thank you, my son. Ah, I see that it's still sealed. I was right to put my trust in you, Louise. Now, give me 1 second, please. I can't imagine what would have happened if I hadn't added this name to the list. Please, be sure to give this letter to Sarah the moment you see her.
You can count on it.
Have a good night.
Allez, retournons nous coucher.
I'm exhausted. I better go to bed.
Déjà.
I'll search my room tomorrow. If Mother stayed here right before me, you never know. And Mortimer had better show up.
Mortimer, quoi. Qu'est-ce que j'ai raté? J'aurais pu aider Sir Washington dans ses projets, j'aurais pu empêcher une violente confrontation, j'aurais pu découvrir quelque chose sur le passé de ma mère. Et j'ai rien raté? Vous êtes sûr? Très bien. Pas mal. J'ai 4 points. J'ai gagné le niveau 2 en psychologie. Putain, 11. Ah, d'accord, super. Manipulation. Niveau 1. Ah bah je peux faire étiquette, version, et je sais pas compter. Et un point en politique.
All right. In my vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
J'ai tellement chaud du cul. On n'est pas dans The Witcher, voyons. C'est pas le problème, mais bon, c'est vrai que voilà. Alors, le prince, un point de compétence manipulation. Voilà. Oui, tout à l'heure, je l'ai pas équipé, effectivement. Alors que j'avais déjà la clé hier, j'aurais pu commencer à ouvrir des trucs.
The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance. I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Unpack.
Dear Monsieur de Richet,
Oui, déjà lu.
Inferno by Dante.
Non, c'est pas ça.
Abandon
C'est là.
hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
PC qui fait un
There's
peu
a
de bruit.
circle around the lock here. Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it.
Utilise la clé. Un petit plat à tagine, pas du tout. C'est pour le mafouba.
There's a note. Effects of Sœur de Richer, to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it.
Fragment d'ambre. Vous voulez de retrouver un fragment d'ambre ramassez en 4 pour augmenter vos points d'effort maximum de 1. Ok,
I have
c'est
no
des cœurs.
space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Une carte de cœur.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice strong coffee though.
Mon inventaire est plein de ces morts. Ah, parce que c'est de la gère royale, ok.
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice
Qui a
strong
fait
coffee
serrer?
though.
J'ai des traces de ma mère. Promets que c'est pas dégueulasse.
Look, markings on the floor.
Oh.
Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage. Oh, this bookcase is well stocked. Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round. A Voyage Around the World. The travelogue of the explorer, Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother? Found it. A faint sign of the order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room.
J'examine.
The paper's rougher around the writing. The paper's moist here. Very light stain, barely visible. And the smell reminds me of something. The paper's rougher around the writing. The paper's moist here.
Oui.
Very light stain, barely visible.
Merde, je pensais que ça allait confirmer un truc.
Smell.
Pas du tout.
Reminds me of something. I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching.
Le thé peut-être, du coup.
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice strong coffee though.
Ah mais c'est pas une dame ça, monsieur. Enfin...
Writing material.
J'inspecte.
From what I see, no ink's ever been used on this quill. The smell reminds me of something. It smells like lemon.
Et oui,
That's
l'encre invisible. On a tous fait ça.
Let's recap. My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind. She applied a liquid to the book. She must have used the writing materials. The quill has been used, but not with regular ink.
a message using invisible ink. I bet you use a limit to leave a message.
Eh oui,
Now,
l'encre
how do I reveal
sympathique.
the message?
Ah, c'est la lumière. On a tous fait ça grâce au journal de Mickey. Ou
The
Picsou
message
Magazine.
is illegible. I have to keep searching.
Mais il faut de la lumière, non? Oui, voilà. Il faut de la chaleur. Bah, j'espère que c'était pas trop chaud.
Damn.
Ah bon?
I'm making a serious mess here. It's no good. Might have worked if the writing had left marks in the paper, but no. There's only traces of lemon. Luckily, I've only put ash on part of the message.
Merde, j'ai tout niqué. Ah putain, c'était quoi?
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
C'était quoi pour révéler l'encre sympathique? Normalement, c'est une question de lumière, je crois. Hein. Mais il me propose jamais de...
Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage.
Connard, il y a une bougie. Mais genre, les autres lampes, ça fonctionne pas? Il est allumé dans ma poche, tout va bien. Je fous le feu au bouquin.
Aha! It's working! The heat reveals the message.
C'est la chaleur.
Let's see what my mother wrote.
Celui qui dit ça est un
Where
con.
all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology.
Eh oui.
On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. Damn! The message continues, but thanks to me, the rest of the text is unreadable.
Ah oui, bravo.
Great. I hope it wasn't a unique edition or Mother's gonna kill me. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Ok, allons manger. Et là, Indiana Jones 2, la cervelle de Saint-Jean-Sorbet.
I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
Ah ouais. Au reste de chaussée. Le bois grince un peu, hein. Et après c'est normal, c'est du bois.
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
Ah bah je vois qu'on invoque des démons. Blue baby.
Honey, the remedy of the gods. Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Je consomme les cristaux.
Well,
La
see
drogue.
what it tastes like. Ugh. I really need to stop tasting everything I find now.
Vous êtes heurté à une immunité. Un point d'effort est bloqué. La drogue, c'est mal, vous voyez. Ah là, il n'y a pas de reflet dans le miroir, c'est pas bien ça. Un point au moins, une saucisse moldave en moins.
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father maintains that the secondary effects of your treatment still trouble you, but that they will soon subside. Should I believe him? I cling to the belief that we shall soon see each other again, at long last, right soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present you want. August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I am driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you. But they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer me, please. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
Une horrible femme. Est-ce que c'est maman? Ah oui, non mais là c'est les cachous, la jaunie.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you'll be able to put all of this behind you one day.
Ah mais Elisabeth, oui, c'est celle qu'on a vue en vue de loin. Ah, j'avais pas vu ça.
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
C'est que ça fonctionne? Non, j'ai pas la bonne clé. Bon, ça va sûrement être froid quand je vais arriver, mais on sait jamais.
Monsieur Johann von Wulner.
Peut-être que celle-là. Hein. Allons manger. Il faut cliquer. Comment ça? C'était pas le bon? Super. Hein. C'est l'autre escalier. Celui-là. Il n'y a pas une chambre ici aussi? C'est Jacques Perru. Voilà, je peux descendre là.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Hello. You're Elizabeth Adams, aren't you?
Yes, I regret that we haven't been properly introduced.
Do you often fall ill like that?
Yes, sometimes. But don't worry, I guess I'm kind of a frail flower.
Maybe you were feeling hungry.
No, it was nothing to do with being hungry. Fatigue, probably. I've been feeling more and more exhausted lately.
Well, get some rest then, Elizabeth. Take advantage of the sea air and you'll soon get your strength back.
Do you really want to know what made me ill? Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
My mother came here to do business with Lord Mortimer, but she seems to have gone missing. So I'm here to find her.
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you?
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No. I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
And next you're going to tell me my mother's also responsible for that scar on your head?
My heart stopped twice during the operation. I lost my memory for 6 months. You obviously have no idea of the abuse your mother inflicted on me.
Wait. There must be some kind of mistake.
My only mistake was ever meeting your mother.
She's able to describe every detail without hesitation or getting flustered. It's becoming difficult not to believe the poor girl.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
Elizabeth, confiding in me might ease your burden. Let me relieve you of some of your suffering.
Relieve me?
Merde,
Do you
elle est
even hear
immunisée.
yourself? Do you really think that by confiding in my torturer's son, I will be healed as if by magic? That it will bring my smile back, or let me sleep at night? Look, you don't seem like a bad person, and I'm sorry you have to find out your mother's true colors like this. But I'm not going to pity you. Everybody has their cross to bear. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they?
Sa sœur.
Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
Ah, comment... Ah oui, mettre sur
You see,
Mother. Très
before I
bien.
was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's come here for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
Elle est très stylée. J'aime beaucoup son design. Bon. Ah, comme il a dit, on choisit pas sa famille, hein. Oui, non, c'est totalement la porte des enfers de Rodin. Je crois que c'est Rodin. Je crois que c'est ça. Attendez, faut que je vérifie parce que ça me stresse. Et je crois que j'en avais entendu parler l'année dernière. C'est ça, Porte des Enfers de Rodin. Oui, c'est totalement ça. La Porte de l'Enfer est un groupe de sculptures monumentales du sculpteur français Auguste Rodin qui continuait tout au long de sa vie son plus important travail et d'où furent extraites pendant plus de 30 ans ces fameuses sculptures individuelles dont le célèbre penseur. Et oui, je crois que le penseur... Oui voilà, le penseur on le voit, il est en haut là, au 2e étage. Il est juste au-dessus de la porte. Oui, et ça a jamais été terminé en fait. C'est assez incroyable. C'est assez incroyable. Putain, le balrog. N'importe quoi. C'est bien dommage, ouais. Après, c'est peut-être pas lui qui l'a fait, du coup, c'est compliqué, hein, les artistes comme ça. Il y a souvent des gens mis à contribution et jamais cités. Souvent des femmes.
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Perroux,
on dirait Sardoche,
French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Where did you find it?
My friend.
Peru looks totally out of place here.
Who does not know
He's
about
counting the 10 sets of cutlery around each plate? The man is completely lost.
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the king's table.
I am delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself?
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. The Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved.
Alors,
Just
c'est
mention
vrai que c'est bon le sauterne.
right through Emily's hard shell.
Ok, donc c'est une orpheline en vrai.
Is everything all right?
Yes,
C'est le
thank
vin.
you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
My lord, I only know the prestige of your name.
C'est vin
Might I
blanc,
have
je
the
crois.
honor of getting to know you a little better?
You are Monsieur
Louis Moras de Richet.
de Richet. De Richet. A name with a nobiliary particle.
Exactement.
Are you descended from a noble line?
And right he was too.
I am just a simple French citizen.
Really? Oh, you seem nothing like a commoner. Especially compared to that wretch over there sharing our meal.
C'est un blanc, c'est un vin blanc de Bordeaux.
Have you any information?
Quand on n'aime pas trop le vin
on
rouge, c'est un bon. En tout cas, le vin rouge de Bordeaux, c'est un bon.
He's certainly well connected in high places.
Surprising. No one appears to know him.
No one knows me, and yet here I am.
Quite so.
Monsieur de Richet? It would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Ah, il veut nous parler. Est-ce qu'il va nous jeter de la rambarde? Julia!
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis. I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry.
J'ai l'impression qu'il a la voix de Tom Hanks.
But I must validate the
VF.
deal urgently if I
Il y
want
a
to
des
be able
intonations qui
to
ressemblent.
organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
I've only just taken over the affair. The agreement will be considered null and void until we've gone through it together. Is that clear?
All right, you seem to know what you're doing.
Eh ouais,
I have
l'étiquette,
one
qu'est-ce que tu vas
last
faire?
question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we
Truc un peu
both
de miel,
share
hein, parce que...
the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Un meneur.
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Some...
Intoxiqué. Vous avez utilisé 4 consommables en cours d'une quête ou consommé un élément nocif. Le jeu de temps n'est plus visible en dire. Oh, les petits bâtards!
Who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think.
Bon.
The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words and I agree. Monsieur
C'est bon, j'ai annulé avec un élixir d'or.
reassured.
Maintenant, j'en ai plus par contre.
I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the revolution in France.
Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture and please know that I too am delighted to have met you.
Eh ouais.
My friends, I would like to say a few words, please.
Ok, mais
I would
dépêchez-vous.
like to thank Lord Mortimer, and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are
C'est tellement
here
des francs-maçons.
among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington.
Washington is a very gifted speaker. Leave him for 5 minutes with sworn enemies and he'll convince them to be friends for life.
Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Bien sûr. Et les petits papillons partout. Alors, j'ai trouvé le message caché par ma mère dans le lit, mais j'en ai sali une partie. J'aurais pu fouiller la chambre de Napoléon Bonaparte. Mais oui, mais je l'ai pas trouvé. De toute façon, si c'est pour trouver une pomme d'Éden, c'est pas qu'on s'en fout, mais... Ok. 2 points d'interrogatoire. Voilà. 1 point de politique. Et je sais pas trop. Peut-être avancer dans l'occultisme. Je pense que c'est une bonne idée.
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Ok. Ah, maintenant j'ai réflexion sur la Révolution française. Ici il y a des trucs que j'ai pas spécialement. Linguistique, mais la linguistique, j'ai rien de pour le faire. J'ai psychologie, politique, conviction, étiquette et manipulation. Je vais garder, je vais prendre celui-là. Ah, c'est à chaque... Ah, à chaque fois j'en rajoute un, c'est ça? Ok. Très bien. Mais à plus tard YouTube. Des bisous.